Hey, hi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up data streaming ETL solution with using AWS Glue. As you see in this PPT depicts my demo. Here, we're going to use KDZ utility, which is internet available utility, which will actually mimic the data streaming process actually. And that KDZ tool will act as a input to in our solution or in this demo. So that will give a stream of data as an input to Amazon Kinesis data stream. So we're going to set up the Amazon Kinesis data stream here. And then once the Amazon Kinesis data stream has been set up, we're going to set up a ETL, basically glue AWS glue ETL job, which actually extracts the stream present in this Amazon Kinesis service into Amazon S3 bucket as a Parquet file. Right, once that has been done, we will use again the AWS glue crawler, which actually extracts these Parquet file and converts into the readable format, and that data could be visualized with using Amazon Athena service. Right, so when crawler runs, it creates the AWS data catalog, and creates a database and table underneath that, and in that one we will have a readable data, and that readable data could be visualized with using Amazon Athena, the tool actually. Right, so this is all together. So let's consider a process. You have a business, and that business has multiple data streaming processes or multiple data streaming business activities, right? So in such cases, you want to have something like the ETL operations in that data. So this is the solution, that how you need to set up it actually. Yeah, all right. So with that note, I will take you to the my AWS account. So this is my AWS account, and currently I'm in Oregon region. So in our solution, first we need to set up the KDZ utility. Whatever you see here, this is a user who is using the KDZ utility, or you can consider it as an application which is actually generating the data stream, right? So now we will set up the KDZ utility. As I said, KDZ utility is available in the internet. You can set up it and try to explore the solution from your side. So I have I just opened Amazon KDZ, that is Kinesis data generator in the internet, and this is what the option I have got. I'm going to click on this ready available CloudFormation template. So just click on this. It will take you to your the already logged in session of your AWS account. Mind your region where you want to deploy the solution. In my case, it is Oregon region, so I'm going to stay here, and then I'm going to click next. In the next option, we need to provide the required input for the solution. So here we need to provide the Cognito user name and password. So I'm going to give the test as my username, and the password is small letter test 123, or let me retype it, that is test 123. All right, so I'm just gonna click next, and then click next, and just deploy the solution. So basically, here you need to acknowledge it and then click on submit. It will start deploying the solution as a CloudFormation stack in your solution, right? So if you refresh it here, so you could see that the KDZ CloudFormation stack is getting deployed here, right? So it will take a couple of minutes. Meantime, we will go to the next step and try to configure the next solutions. Okay. All right, so our KDJ tool is getting deployed now with using the AWS given internet given CloudFormation template. Now what we do is we need to set up the Kinesis data stream. So now we are here, that is creating Amazon Kinesis data stream. So what I do is I will go to the Kinesis, and we're going to go to the data stream, and then create the data stream. Click on create a data stream. I will give at it as another cloud quick labs DS, that is data stream. All right, and then rest all configurations I'm going to keep it. So here data stream capacity should be provisioned, and make the shards equal to 2, right? And then just create the stream. So this is very easy process, in the sense creating the data stream in Amazon Kinesis is just like the cakewalk, right? So eventually it will get created. Here you see that currently it is creating. While it is creating, we're gonna go to the the next configuration that we need to maintain for the solution, right? So here I have already have the other Kinesis, but for this case we have spinned up, that is Cloud Quick Labs, this one. I'm gonna delete this off because I don't need that. So I'm just clicking on the delete. So you can delete the the data stream, something like this. All right, so while it is getting deleted, we're gonna go to the so we're gonna jump back to the our stack. So let me refresh it. If you see here, so I'm hope that I'm not confusing you. So but first one, I'm setting the KDZ utility, right? So that is what the stack was getting deployed. So looks like the deployment of stack is complete. And here if you go to the output, So if you go to the output, so there is an URL through which you can access the KDZ utility, right? What I do is I'm going to copy this URL and try to browse in the internet. So this will give you an UI through which you can try to generate the stream, that is data stream, right? And this is what we're going to use it now. So here I'm going to log into this particular interface with using the Cognito user ID password, right? That is test is my username and password is my test123, right? So I entered and it should allow me to sign in, and from there we can actually mimic the the streaming data generation, right? And also I will just open my Visual Studio Code, so that I can show you. So this is the ETL glue streaming folder which I'm keeping it for my reference purpose. So I was just jumping into the VS Code, not to get confused. All right. Okay. So we logged into Amazon KDZ and this is how it looks. All right. And here it will ask you to the choose the region, and you can select the the stream, so that you are actually mimicking the business process of streaming the data into your Amazon Kinesis data stream, right? So let it be logged in. I will go to the Kinesis. So this is the the Kinesis data stream which I created for this demo purpose. And currently we have one active data stream, that is Cloud Quick Labs DS, that is Cloud Quick Labs data stream actually. So I'm refreshing it for now. So let it get it refreshed, and then I'm going to walk you to the yeah, so here is, I'm just going to refresh it. We'll go to the data stream, and here is our working the data stream. Now what I do is, as I said, we need we need to, if I go back to the diagram again, so we are done with the KDZ, we are done with the data stream. Now we need to configure the glue ETL job plus S3 bucket configurations, right? So let's do that now. What I do is, for this purpose, first we need to create a database. So I'm going to go to the database now, and let's create a database called Cloud Quick Labs demo, right? So I'll just say like Cloud Quick Labs demo DB, right? And I'm just going to create this data catalog database. Now with using that, we're going to create a table now. So I'm going to go to the tables and click on add tables. So here give your table name, that is, I will just call it again like a Cloud Quick Labs table. Yeah. And then you need to choose the database that you created right away. So this is the database we created. And here in the table format, let it be default. In the data store, we need to make some changes. So I'll just click on this Kinesis. The Kinesis data stream is located in my account, but in your case, it could be the different region. So this is the one. I need to choose the data stream as well. So this is the data stream which we created. And the data format, let it be JSON. Okay, I will just create a next. Yeah. And then the let it be default schema. So we're going to modify the schema in the ETL job actually, right? So I'll just click on next, and then click on create actually. So once you click on create, so here you should the locations, it should be your data stream, right? That is something you can verify from your side as well. All right, so now we have successfully created the data catalog database and table. Now we need to go to the next solution, that is setting up the glue ETL job. And here our endpoint is Amazon S3 bucket. So what does it means? It means that we need to have an S3 bucket. So I will go to the S3 bucket and create the S3 bucket for destination purpose. Let's call it as a Cloud Quick Labs bucket DS. Yeah, so I'll just call it like this, and let it be everything default. I'm just going to create this bucket. So this bucket will actually hold the the bucket of the data stream. Yeah. Okay, so bucket is done. Now I will go back to the AWS glue catalog. So don't get confused, I'm just jumping around the tabs. Yes, indeed we have to do, because that is how the solution would be set up. Now we are now currently I'm in the AWS glue, and we are in the the ETL jobs. In the ETL job, what we do is we're going to set up the the ETL job with using visual canvas basically. Or you can do something like this as well. So here the source is the Amazon Kinesis, and the destination is S3 bucket, right? So like this you can create, or you can go to the canvas. Canvas is easy, so I'm just going to click on this one. That is okay. Let's do like visual source and target. So here let me use the Kinesis, and let it be the my bucket, that is destination is my bucket. So I'm going to create the ETL job like this. Yeah. So now we have the the skeleton ETL job is been ready. Now we need to fill it basically. So I'm going to go click on the Kinesis stream. So here you need to select the the particular configuration. So in the data source properties Kinesis stream, In the Amazon Kinesis source, you're gonna choose the the catalog table. So we're gonna choose this catalog table database that we created, and choose the you need to choose the table as well, right? So with this configuration, you see there is a green mark in the sense it has identified the source of data actually, right? And the rest all configurations, you're gonna keep it default. And here, make sure that you actually select this detect schema as well, right? So with that, we are done with the we are done with the detect schema, or we are done with the Kinesis configurations in the ETL job. Let's go to the S3 buckets. In the S3 bucket, so we need to give the name equal to name of the bucket, that is the say like a target packet file. Yeah, basically packet. Let it be like a of target of data stream. So this is the my target. And then here, we need to select, you see that rest all configurations keep it default. So here, format I'm using, in the sense the output format we are choosing is Parquet or Parquet in general. And then the compression type, let's say uncompressed, just select it uncompressed. And in the S3 target locations, we're gonna select the bucket that we created just by, right? So I was just roaming into the into the tabs for a region, right? So this is why I did it. Now target location is S3 bucket, so I'm gonna keep it as it is. Rest all, I'm gonna keep the default configurations, right? So I'm not gonna choose anything else here. So now we go to the job details, and we're gonna fill the job details. So I will call it as a data stream ETL job. So we'll just call it as a data stream ETL job, right? So this is my name. So here I'm going to select the ETL role. So this is my ETL role, which has the access to the, this role is trusted by AWS Glue services. This role is trusted by, trusted by even Kinesis data stream, and it has the required permissions, right? And that's the reason this is the role has been created. I'm going to show you this role at the end, okay? And here the type is, Spark streaming. The Glue versions, let it be like this. Python 3 work type equal to this one. Worker node is like this, let it be difficult, basically let's all keep all configurations default. All right. And then what I do is I'm going to save this job, in the sense we already have a job. I'll just save this job. Once the job is saved, basically you have a set an ETL job, you can think like that. So if I go back to the go back to the AWS options here, go to the ETL jobs, click on the ETL job, so you have the job ready. If you refresh it, so you should see the job ready, right? So if you click on this one, and you can start the job running, in the sense, so when you say job running, in the sense this job, this setup is actually listening the the source and destination. That's what you can generally consider like that. So maybe you can just click on this one, and click on the run actually. So basically it is already running. That's the reason it is throwing the error, because I tried to click in it in a two times. Okay. Now we have already set this, set this setup up to like this. Okay. Now let's try to stream some data into this, the Kinesis data stream, and check if the Parquet files are getting created in Amazon S3 bucket. If that is done, then we can go for the next steps, right? All right. So I will go back to the, so to generate the, the data stream, we need to invoke the KDJ, right? So I will go to the our KDJ tool. Now one step back. So this is our KDJ tool, and our region is our region is Oregon. So Oregon is actually US West 2. So I'm going to choose the region that is US West 2, and then data stream, it should automatically identify. So here you go, right? So it has identified it, and then rest all configurations, I'm just keep it as it is. And then I will say like demo, I will just call it as a demo record type. Yeah. And I have the record template, so which I have kept in my laptop like this. So that's the reason I just opened it, right? So I will just KDJ invoker data format. So I'm going to copy this. Anyways, this file and the SQL query files will be shared in my video's description. You can find it from there. So what I do is I'm going to keep that data here, right? So basically it has, it is actually generating an event, and that event is acting as a data stream. In the sense, one event is one data, and if you generate in the form of like 100 in one point of time, that is nothing but stream, right? That's why that is what generally data stream means, right? So what we do is we're gonna start sending it. If you see here, it has started to send the records into the Kinesis. If there is some error, it would have thrown the error, right? So it looks like it is sending. So if we go to this one, so anyways, our the stream will be connecting that. So if I go back to the diagram, so we have ran the KDJ, and the KDJ sending the stream to this Kinesis data stream. in place, we have also running the ETL job in the glue, which actually listens to this stream and puts into the Amazon S3 bucket as a bucket file. All right, so we should now, what we need to do is we need to go to the S3 bucket and check if our bucket file are getting created. So if I go here and refresh it again and open this one, this is the bucket which we created. We should see the files getting generated here, right? So we need to wait for a couple of minutes so that basically the stream getting appearing here. So I'm just waiting for stream to appear here. Maybe we can stop a second. So basically you see the records, in the sense we have sent 6,000 events now, right? So I will just maybe refresh again, so we should see the data stream. Here you go, right? So ingested, right? So you see this bucket was empty when I was refreshing. Now the data stream got appeared in here. So there is a magic, there is nothing magic here, right? In the sense we have a glue job, and the glue job is listening to the Amazon Kinesis data stream, extracting those stream data, converting into a Parquet file and storing into the Amazon S3 bucket, right? That is how you capture the streams actually. And these are the the high technology tools that are helping us to capture those impossible. Basically, it's really impossible if you do it with using if you do it with using the your code actually, right? That's the reason AWS Glue is really helping us a lot. So I'm gonna go back to the Parquet file, open this. Yeah, so here you go. So if I open, so basically it will create a path something like this, that is blah blah this path, and you have the Parquet file. You see the type is Parquet file, right? All right, so our half the solution is done now. What we do is we're going to go to the next stage of our solution, that is create a glue crawler, right? So to create a crawler, I know I need to again go back to the go back to the AWS Glue, and this time we need to go to the ETL job in the, so we need to go to the data catalog instead of data integration. Now we go to the data catalog options, and there is a crawler option here. So we're going to create a crawler now. All right, so meantime, let me keep this keep this stream happening, so that I will have a few more streams, in the sense few more files being generated here, right? So I'll go keep it back to the buckets, and then I will take you to the crawler here. So we're going to create a quick crawler here. So let me call it as a demo crawler. So we'll just call it as a demo crawler here, right? And then we're going to click on next. Here we need to so we need to choose the data source. So I'm going to click on the data source. So data source here is nothing but our bucket, that is the bucket where Parquet files are coming and sitting in there, right? So this is the bucket where the Parquet files are getting coming and sitting there. So I'm going to keep the path something like this, and rest all configurations I'm going to keep it default. And so see the parameters recrawl all. So this is how you need to set up the so basically yeah, so this is how you need to set up your data source. And then here I will be choosing that same ETL role. Rest all configurations I'm going to give it keep it simple. And here in the set output and schedule, in the sense output in the sense what here in AWS Glue crawler, output is here generally a data catalog, in the sense a database, a table in general, right? So here we're going to choose our table, a database called class demo DB, and then table prefix. So table prefix, let me call it as a, let me prefix the table name like Parquet hyphen underscore, right? All right. This is the database targeted, and we have the dynamic. So basically Glue crawler will dynamically create a bucket, right? Dynamically create a tables underneath this database. So I want that database table name to be generated with underscore Parquet, yeah, so that I can differentiate. Rest all configurations I'm going to keep it default, and then we're going to create the crawler. So I'm going to create the crawler. So looks like the crawler is done. And if I refresh the crawlers here, so basically I'm not using infrastructure as a code. This is purely manual setup. First try to understand the manual setup, then go to the the infrastructure as a code, whatever technology you want to write. Without understanding how does it set without understanding how the solution is set with using manual, you never gonna succeed in a infrastructure as code. That's gonna take you long time basically, right? It's just a headache. All right, so what I do is I'm going to run this job to make sure that it extracts the data. All right, so I'm going to run this job right away. So what we are doing is, right now we have set this crawler and we are executing this, right? So we are here now that is the last step, that is Amazon Athena, right? So let's see if the job has started. You see the state of the job, that is crawler job is running, right? um, Meantime, I'm going to go to the our bucket, our destination, that is data stream destination bucket, that is DS bucket. right? So this bucket, and now we should see so many bucket files are getting created. You see the hours are changed because yeah, it's in UTC time, and we have so many bucket files are getting created here. All right. So meantime, I'm going to stop this so that I can avoid the cost actually. So I just stopped it because the streaming and whatever the resources that we are using here, data stream, crawlers are very costly resource. So do use it in a very fair manner, right? So again, while the crawler is running, what I do is I'm going to create a bucket because I need that bucket to run the Athena query, right? So let me call it as a Athena bucket. So I'll just call it as a Athena demo cloud wake labs. I'm just give the random name so that it should be unique. So we're going to create this bucket. So why did I create this bucket? Because now my next step is to query the Athena, right? All right. So I'm going to refresh it here. So we have a bucket called Athena Cloud. We're going to use this bucket for while using the Athena query. All right. Now we check if our demo crawler is succeeded. I'm refreshing it now. So it's loading now. So when the crawler job is succeeded, in the sense we're gonna see that basically we see that we see that the basically the database is created, a table underneath is also created. That is what that is what we're gonna see it here now. So if I go to the crawler again and see the status of that, all right, so it's still running. Looks like it has something big to do. So let's wait a while here. So I'm just not going to give the all views real time. So I'm not gonna pause anything like that, right? All right, so it is still running. So basically, which means that it is taking some time to crawl it actually, right? Meantime, I'm going to show you that how does the path of the data stream bucket gets generated, right? That is whenever ETL job. So if I go to the diagram, so here in the Amazon Kinesis we have a Glue ETL job and we have the Amazon S3 bucket, right? So generally, the that ETL job understand that like how it needs to create a path underneath the S3 bucket and then store the required bucket files. So basically we have I know, so here is a year format, year, month and date format, and underneath that you will be further divided. The bucket files of the outputs are further divided into hourly basis. All right. All right. So we have a couple. We have a very huge bucket files. Let's see if the crawler is is completed. It should be completed now. So I'm just going to refresh it. Basically, I will go to the database table. If we go to the database, we should see some buckets being created here. So I'm just going to just so basically, we need to wait until the crawler job gets completed. Until the crawler job is completed, we cannot, we cannot see that database actually. So I'm gonna still going to wait for this to complete. Why it is taking too much time? You might be wondering because the Parquet file conversion is very difficult, and we also have a two subfolders underneath that, which is actually making the things complicated here, and that's the reason glue crawler is taking some time here. So if I go to the ninth hour, we have a 4 files here, Parquet files. So Parquet files are not readable. So and here the glue crawler is actually making it to in the form of readable. Let's check if if our crawler is succeeded. Here you go. It is succeeded. Congratulations. So you see that demo crawler is successfully completed. How I am saying this? Because by seeing the state of the job, stopping is nothing but it has completed one stretch of run. I will go to the database and go to the database of our database that we created. I'm going to refresh it now. We should see one bucket, one table here. Here you go. Our table is also got created. So if I open this, this is the the bucket table, right? So we told glue crawler, hey, create my table with the prerequisite with the prefix called bucket, right? And then here you go. So we also have the columns names being generated, right? Now we are set. Now let's go to the last part of the demo, that is exploring or so basically why did this setup is been demoed here is so that you analyze your the business streaming data, in the sense your whatever the business is running, that could have a number of streaming data from various instances of your business activities, right? And that could be needed for you to analyze something like that, or try to get an insight out of that. That is where this pipeline is comes with a handy. So I'm going to just refresh it now. So and you are here, we are in the data catalog, and we are here now. And then if I can click this one, right? So Currently I'm in a data source, that is AWS data catalog, and then I chosen the database that we created in a glue data catalog, and then this bucket is got automatically created by the crawler. So I'm going to just explore this data and check if it has the records. Here you go, right? So it is actually returning the data. In the sense, how did we realize this, right? So you see it has so many insights. What are those insights, right? These are nothing but the data that I have put in here, right? That is source ID, status, transaction ID. Like this, your business might be having an event with a certain pattern, right? That event is nothing but one instance of operations at the business, and that could be used for analytics purpose, right? I have a couple of insightful queries here, so I'm just going to reuse them, especially for this one. So I'm just going to go to here and go to the Athena query, and we run this option. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it down the line here, and I need to change this path to this. Okay, all right, and then we're going to replace the above select query, and make it basically, sorry, make it basically delete this, and keep this select query. So what is this query? This query is actually getting the insights, or trying to detect some anomalies. Yeah, when I'm running this one, it is actually running and it is returning. So here it says the number of transactions from the particular source IP address, blah blah thing. You can get the insights out of it. All right, so with that note, I have successfully shown you the things need to be shown in this video. Finally, I can request, please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. So with that note, thank you, thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.